Shotgun now, first round. Chased out to his right. Now here he goes.
Well, this is in every quarterback's tool bag, even the ones not regarded as the best movers and shakers. But, Kate, to play QB in the league today, you've got to be able to do this. If you've got nobody open, still get some positive yards with your legs.
Third and a lone yard coming up. Stroud on the sneak. And they're going to down him by contact as they've got enough for a new set of downs. Might be a sign of which way they're going to lean in clutch spots moving forward, partner. Early test on third down, and they chose to run for that first.
Yeah, no question. That just infuses your confidence big time offensively. When you can run it in that situation and move the chains, yeah, they'll do it again.
Why Tony? Oh, right. What's that?
From the gun, Stroud. And he drives this forward to the 6. All right, still scoreless through one quarter, but that looks like it's going to change pretty soon. Hopefully no shortage of excitement coming up in the second. Back to Arrowhead in just a moment. Welcome back. Time for our second quarter. The Texans with a chance to score.
Oh, ready. Swap. Another swap.
It's mixed in on second down. And he's stopped as we get closer to our first point to this ball game. It's going to be first and goal now. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. He keeps it himself. And he's going to be touched down a yard shy of that marker. Moving quickly, trying to get set. The Chiefs signal for a timeout. That's going to be their first. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. Another chance at 6. It's second and goal.
What's that?
Mixon will not score. The defense holds and stops him short of that goal line. Offense in a hurry up here. So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. One of the most common penalties in the sport. And the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. So the false start makes this a far tougher call now. 3rd and 6.
Here we go. 118. Buggy.
Stroud. And they take this in for the score. The Texans get the game's first points here in the second. C.J. Stroud, the touchdown. All right, so we're already into the second quarter, Brock, but that was just their opening drive of this football game. Fortunately, they did get a touchdown out of it.
Yep, and if opportunities with the ball are going to be as infrequent as they've been to start this game, you got to make each and one of those chances count. In that area, they are a perfect 1-for-1.
Here's Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And they add one on to their first touchdown of the contest. Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. It's Bashard Smith now with the return. This makes it up to the 25. First call here coming from the shotgun. Mahomes starting off with a throw. Texans closing in, and they get to him. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up second down.
Brings up second and 20 at the 15-yard line.
Hey, 15. Yellow. Let's go, little lady.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. They'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And that will not be enough for a first down.
A gain of 8 brings up third and 12.
This drive is in trouble. Got to figure out third and 12.
Yellow.
Throw here, third down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete.
You never, ever, as an offense, like 3 and outs, Kate, but you really don't like them on third down when you throw into tight coverage like that. Got to manufacture a better look.
Easy.
They're going for it with Mahomes. And they don't get the catch they need there. Their hand was forced, Brock. Had to try and go for it, but they turn it over on downs.
It's a turnover.
Kate, I don't know what the punter did to hurt people's feelings, because I think the reasoning was pretty clear. They were going to go for it. There was not going to be a punter that touched the field. Not an advisable mindset now as they turn it over in their end of the field.
All right, the Houston offense looks set, Brock. Here's first and 10.
118. What's that?
Running left is Mixon. Power was way forward a bit. Give him about 6 there to begin this drive. Looks like a gain of around 7. That's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. 7 yards on that last play, so this is second and 3.
Out. 18. What's that? Out to the right. Out to the right. Hey, south.
Throwing is Stroud. Cut out left. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
It sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Offense is set. First and 10.
Oh, hey. 118. What's that?
A give left side. Here's Mixon. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
Sometimes you just feel like in the background of every whole home run is a bigger play. Just needed one more component. Hit that extra block a little longer. Find the lane quicker. The defender maybe a half step late. And this could have been much, much more exciting.
Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down.
Here we go. 19 Texans. Speed left. Buggy. 11.
To the air, Stroud. Dump off, caught by his back. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done?
White Tony. 18.
Here he goes, third and long. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Timeout coming from the Texans. That's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
That is such a good play defensively. A play you could take a whole bunch of pride in, not only stopping the passing game, but the effort to get to the quarterback before he could scramble for the first.
Kaimi Fairbairn out there now to try a field goal for the Texans on this 4th down. High percentage look for him here from the left hash.
We know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations to pay them off with points. They did just that.
So it goes for a touchback. Let's see what they decide to do with the time they've got remaining here.
It's not enough. Few solid left, but it's not enough.
They've got 1st and 10, Brock, but time for maybe 2 plays at most if they even want to try anything. He's back to throw. Taking a shot deep here. Caught in inside the 20. And he has this down to the 14-yard line. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. They can try for some points going into the break. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. Just 2 seconds left in the half as we get a timeout. Only time left for one more snap, Brock, so they're going to run out their field goal unit. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. Butker knocks it through. And that'll bring it back to within a score. The lead 7. So that's the halfway point of this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this.
Fairbairn to kick off for Houston.
Fairbairn has it all set up for the kickoff. Here's Smith on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this one at the 36-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's a Chiefs 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
They've got 1st down here from the 36.
Hey, 15.
Now it's the first carry for Isaiah Pacheco. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. And Sheldon Rankins in on the stop.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
That's complete, Isaiah Pacheco. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, Kate, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
To the left and hauled in by Kelsey. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Tight end that moves the chains on 3rd down, that's a QB's best friend.
Ball's on the 48. Here we go. 1st down.
15. Yellow. 43.
Operating from the gun. Here's Mahomes. Finds his man, Gray. They get there to take him down right around the 41.
We get a lot of credit to receivers, and rightfully so, Kate, for them going into coverage and making a catch. I don't think we give enough credit to tight ends. I know they're big, I know they're physical, but to go into double coverage, take that contact, and come away with the catch, that's a big-time effort.
2nd and 3 now. Throwing again, Mahomes. Short pass brought in. And they make the play at the 39 just before he can pick up that 1st down.
Well, we saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
7th play of the drive now as they need a yard here on 3rd down.
I go. Color.
Just 1 quarter remaining in this one. It's the Chiefs in possession to start. They trail, but that lead is reachable. Seventh play of the drive now as they need a yard here on 3rd down.
Yellow.
Back to throw it. Finds Pacheco out of the backfield. This does not get it. Looking short field, but the defender is there to force this fourth down.
It's fourth down and less than a yard.
Desperation time here. He finds Worthy, complete. And they bring him down around the 34. So they hit him for 5 yards on fourth down, and they get the successful conversion.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Yep, attack!
Again, Mahomes to throw. Makes the grab in bounds, left side. He's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. They get 23 on that one. And it's going to be first down, Kansas City.
First down.
Hey, 15, I don't need to. Hey, yo, I go,
Here's a toss to Pacheco. He is caught and sent out well behind that line of scrimmage. So second and long coming. That's a nice quick correction for this front block. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, if you couldn't do it. As I watch practices today, Kate, both college and professionally, one thing is abundantly clear. Teams spend so much more time in the red zone. They know it's the money zone. And defensively, if you can force incompletions and knock it away and leave teams from field.
And he hauls that one in. Touchdown, Kansas City. The Chiefs now trail by just a point in the fourth. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the fourth quarter that could go either way.
They're lining up for 2. This is for the lead and potentially the win.
The Chiefs will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Back to the air, Mahomes. And he can't bring it in. They don't get the 2 points. The tie was just a kick away, Brock. It was just a kick away. Still trailing by 1 now. What do you think? Are they regretting the decision to go for 2?
I think you and I are on the same page. Just by the way you called that, you thought what I thought. Just get this game to overtime. Tie the game. But here's what we don't have, and I think what would be most fascinating is I'd love to hear the coaches that entire drive. I'd love to be on the headsets because I hope for that team's sake it was not a rash decision made in the moment, but a calculated one talked about well before they pulled the trigger.
Under. 18. What's that? Down.
Now begin with a run by Mixon. And he manages 6 yards to begin this one. He's got 2nd and 4.
Well, that run may not have moved the chains, Kate. That is such a confidence builder. Sets the tone for more play action, maybe more runs. That's exactly how you want to start a drive.
18. What's that? Speed left. Hey, uno more. 19 Texas.
Operating from the gun, it's Stroud. Completed to his running back. That takes us to the 2-minute warning here in KC. Texans clinging to a 1-point lead. 1st and 10 from the 43.
Hey! 18.
A handoff from Mixon, running right. What a hit, and the ball's loose. And the Chiefs look like they have it.
You know, this just can't happen on first down. It really can't. I mean, ball security is at a premium on every down, every distance. But on first down, it is especially a killer.
All right, the Chiefs in good field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Here he is to throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Travis Kelce, the intended target. So that brings up second down.
Second and 10.
Hey, 43, 15. Yellow. 15. Let's go, 80.
Setting up to pass. Hits his running back. And they're going to keep moving forward, Bob, down inside the opposing 30. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the first down.
You just got to love that angle route. It's been around a long time, but think about it defensively, Kate. How many times do you see the backs out of the backfield or just run to the flat? The great running backs know how to plant their foot, sell that flat route, break it off to an angle, and break off the first down.
Finds his back complete. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line.
13 more yards. That's another Kansas City Chiefs. First down. First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Pacheco gets it from the gun. And he's brought down by a collective effort there. Only 1 yard on the carry. Chiefs in the hurry-up, trying to get everyone to the line.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Back to throw. A throw left side, caught by Brown. And he'll go down. Looks like they're marking him at the 11.
He's Brown. That's a gain of 3.
Easy.
And 5.
Hey, 57 color.
And the play clock hits 0. This is going to be delay a game. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call is going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. This game now resting on the attempt from Harrison Butker. Now with just 7 seconds left in the game, we've got a timeout. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10.
Yellow.
Looking to throw it. Brought in. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. But he got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal. Now we get a timeout, and with just 2 seconds left, this game has set us up with an incredible ending. The kick is good. He got it. And the 3rd time he puts it through will be the charm. They've won it. Well, no louder place in Missouri or Kansas right now as the Chiefs get the win in Arrowhead. And it took everybody at the end. First to set up that field goal,